Welcome to the fascinating world where a tiny piece of metal becomes a doorway into history, a symbol of culture, and sometimes an unbelievable treasure. Today we explore the Liberty 1-cent 1994 D coin, a penny that was minted in Denver during the 1990s, an era many of us still remember, yet this coin has taken on a legendary status in the world of collecting. While millions upon millions of 1994 D Lincoln cents were struck for everyday use, certain rare and exceptional examples of this coin are now valued at astonishing figures, with some reports suggesting market valuations as high as $6,200,000, or $0.62 million for the rarest pieces. It is hard to believe that a coin worth only 1 cent could transform into such a valuable artifact, but that is the magic of numismatics, where rarity, condition, errors, and history combine to create stories that astonish and inspire. Let us begin with the background. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, was the very first regular issue coin of the United States to bear the portrait of a real historical person, Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the coin quickly became one of the most popular issues in American coinage. For decades it featured the wheat ears reverse, until 1959, when the design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the sesquicentennial, the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That design remained until 2008. The 1994 D penny belongs to this Lincoln Memorial era, with the bold statue-like portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the stately memorial building on the reverse. The Denver Mint, represented by the letter D beneath the date, produced more than 4 billion Lincoln cents in 1994. At first glance, this overwhelming mintage suggests that the coin is extremely common, and indeed in circulation most examples are only worth face value. Yet within this vast production lurk rare gems, coins that stand apart either because they survived in flawless preservation or because they were struck with unusual minting errors that collectors prize. These rare survivors are the ones that elevate the 1994 D penny from ordinary to extraordinary. Condition plays a crucial role. Coins that enter circulation quickly pick up scratches, nicks, and discoloration. Copper-plated zinc cents like those from 1994 are especially prone to spotting, streaking, and surface issues because of their composition. However, a small number of coins never made it into circulation. They were saved directly from mint bags or rolls and stored with great care. These coins, with blazing red luster and no marks visible to the naked eye, earn the highest grades from professional grading services. When a 1994 D penny achieves a grade such as MS67 red or even higher, its rarity becomes astonishing. There may be thousands of ordinary uncirculated examples, but only a handful of top-graded coins exist, and collectors compete fiercely to own them. This fierce demand drives the value skyward, often into the thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, and in rarest cases into the hundreds of thousands or more. But what about those values in the range of $0.62 million? That is where minting errors and unique varieties enter the story. Errors occur when the minting process goes awry. A doubled die can cause the date or the word Liberty to appear doubled with clear separation lines visible under magnification. A repunched mint mark where the D was struck more than once in slightly different positions creates a quirky variety that collectors love. Off-center strikes where part of the design is missing because the planchet was not properly aligned create dramatic-looking coins that can bring high prices. Even more valuable are wrong planchet errors, when a cent design was accidentally struck on a blank meant for a dime or a foreign coin, leading to an unusual weight or color. These one-of-a-kind mistakes make headlines when they appear at auction. For the 1994 D Lincoln cent, specialists have noted certain doubled dies and misaligned dies that create striking varieties. In addition, the fragile copper plating of these zinc cents sometimes produced unusual planchet flaws that added to their collectability. Imagine holding a coin where the lettering "On in God We Trust" is clearly doubled, or where the D mint mark shows two impressions. For the average person it might look like a flaw, but for collectors it is like striking gold. Combine such an error with pristine untouched condition, and you have the perfect recipe for a coin that can climb into the millions in value. Now let us consider the historical context of 1994. This was a decade of rapid change, both technologically and culturally. The internet was beginning to enter everyday life, communication was transforming, and yet the Lincoln cent remained a constant, a link to America's past. By this time the Lincoln cent had already been in production for 85 years, making it the longest-running design in United States coinage history. Each 1994D cent is thus not only a monetary object but also a cultural marker of its time, connecting modern collectors with both the legacy of Lincoln and the everyday lives of Americans in the 90s. Auctions provide the most dramatic evidence of value. Stories circulate of seemingly ordinary 1994D cents selling for thousands, tens of thousands, and in whispered circles even reaching into 6- and 7-figure territory when combined with extraordinary features. Wealthy collectors are often willing to pay record-breaking sums to secure the rarest coins, creating moments of shock and excitement in the numismatic world. Just as earlier coins like the 1913 Liberty nickel or the 1943 copper cent became legends for their rarity, the 1994D penny in its rarest form has become a modern legend of its own. When we speak of market value reaching as high as $0.62 million, it is a reflection of the most extreme cases where rarity, demand, error, and condition combine into a perfect storm. It is also a symbol of what makes coin collecting so compelling. Every coin in circulation could be hiding a treasure. Every penny in a jar could be worth far more than anyone imagines. The thrill of the hunt keeps collectors searching, examining and learning, hoping to find that one extraordinary coin that changes everything. If you have a 1994D Lincoln cent, take a careful look at it. Does it shine with original red color or has it darkened with age? Does the mint mark look perfectly clean, or is there a hint of doubling? Do the letters of Liberty and the date show any signs of unusual shapes? Hold it under strong light and tilt it, watching for the cartwheel luster that reveals its mint state. Even if it is not one of the legendary million-dollar coins, the act of examining it connects you with history, with artistry, and with a tradition of collecting that stretches back generations. In the end, the 1994D Liberty 1 cent coin is a reminder that greatness does not always come in large packages. Sometimes it comes in the smallest denomination, in a coin that millions ignored but a few cherished. Sometimes a penny is worth more than a fortune. Sometimes history hides in plain sight, waiting for someone to see it. The story of this coin is a story of discovery, of possibility, and of wonder. It is a story that teaches us to look closely at the world around us, because treasures may be lying quietly in our pockets, in our drawers, or in jars of loose change. The Liberty 1 cent 1994D is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of how the ordinary can become extraordinary, how a single cent can be worth $6,200,000, and how history and value intertwine in the most surprising ways.